Alrighty, well, it's that time of the week where we're going to run through a topic around social media. And today we're actually going to be talking about why your business should be on social media, why social media is important for your business from a marketing point of view. When it comes to digital marketing, a lot of people ask the question, why should my business be on social media, or should my business even be on social media? And so today, that's what we're going to cover. We're going to cover that question. And it's a very, very common question that we see. And I want to make sure I help you understand some of the benefits. Of course, you've got to approach this with caution because social media can be a real time sucker. But today, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at how do you make sure that you get the absolute most out of being on social media. But let's talk about what the benefits are, and then we'll sort of recap after that. So the first thing to understand is that there's 82% of Australians have an active social media account. Now, that's 21 million Australians have an active social media account. Now, these stats were taken from Hootsuite Digital Trends back in February of this year. So it's pretty accurate, but 82% have an active social media account. Now, if that's not enough of a reason, then have a look at how much time they're spending on social media. So on average per day, the average Australian is spending an hour and 57 minutes. Now, what this means is if you're not there and your competitors are, there's a good chance that your prospective customer is going to come across your competition. They're there an hour and 57 minutes a day. Pretty amazing when you think about it. And they said that 30% of consumers are now using social media when choosing a product or service. They're using this for their pre-purchase research. They're looking at reviews. They're looking at companies' profiles. They're trying to look at products, maybe before and after photos, get a feel for the company, the culture of the company. And so it's really important that you understand that a lot of people are using social media to make a buying decision. So what are the benefits for you? Now, we know there's a lot of downsides. It's distracting, it's difficult, it's overwhelming, it's consuming, and a lot of times it keeps changing, right? So a lot of the landscape changes. However, I believe the benefits far outweigh the cons. The pros outweigh the cons. So let's have a look at it. First of all, you can use social media to attract new customers. You can create awareness and build customer loyalty, and you can get customer feedback. Okay, it's a great tool up until sort of things like social media, or whether it's your Google business listing or it's Facebook. There was very difficult for you to be able to not just gather customer reviews, but also display them somewhere where people were going to easily be able to find them. You now have this at your disposal, and you should be using this as a tool in your business. So we'll have a chat about that as well. So let's have a look at some of the key benefits. Okay, first of all, increase your brand awareness. I spoke about that sort of briefly, but with 82% of the population using social media, platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn are a natural place for you to reach your customers. It's highly targeted. They are there and they are waiting for you to be there, displaying your products, your services, your expertise, and showing them, answering their frequently asked questions, just like we do with these Facebook Lives, because it's a very powerful way for us to reach more people. The other thing it does is it humanizes your brand. So a lot of people are on social media, they're connecting with friends and family, and people buy from people. They don't buy from social media. They don't buy from ads. They don't buy from websites. They don't buy from funnels. They actually buy from people. So the more that you can humanize your brand, the more that you are going to connect with people, and the more likely you're going to build relationships through your marketing. And this is a very leveraged way to grow your business. And sometimes it could be just as simple as a post showcasing something a team member has done. Maybe you bring your dog into work and share photos of your dog, so people can see, the type of dog you have, and that you're an animal lover, or whatever it might be, right? It just humanizes your brand. Show people your mistakes. Maybe you trot in a muddy puddle and you got mud all over your brand new shoes. These are the things that will humanize your brand. So really important to show that on your social media channels. Don't just try and post all corporate-y stuff all the time. The next thing that I think is really good for social media is you can become an authority in your industry. So it offers you the opportunity to be able to establish yourself and your brand or your company as a thought leader, and you become the go-to source for a lot of information. So things like this Facebook Live help to position us as an authority in our industry, because we're doing something to educate our followers and connect with you. And so by connecting with you and providing you with valuable information, you then have a perception of us being an authority. Now, it doesn't mean that people that don't do this aren't authorities in the industry. In fact, there's a lot of smarter people out there than me when it comes to digital marketing. But the reality is that, are they letting you know about what they know? Are they helping you? Are they giving you free advice and content and coaching to help you improve your digital marketing? Maybe not. So it establish you. It's very easy for you to be able to do this. And you might think, well, I do these and nobody turns up to my lives. It doesn't matter. It's the easiest way for you to record video and then use that content on your blog and your email marketing, on your YouTube channel. You can then share it, in wherever you like. You can share it with joint venture partners, email marketing. It's a very, very powerful way. And it does sit in your, in your media files forever and gives you the opportunity to be able to use these. If a customer asks a question, maybe a customer might ask us in the future, why should it be on social media? Well, here you go. Watch this short video. Isn't that better than trying to answer it on the fly? And then they get a really, well-presented video that positions us as the expert as well at the same time. The next reason why I think it's really important is you'll stay top of mind. They're saying that 70% of social media users log into their accounts at least once per day. And they say 49% of people admit to checking their social media multiple times per day. Now, you would know if you do that. I know I do. I check my social media more than once. So the reality is that it is a very powerful place to stay top in mind, especially if you have a product or service that is not bought on a recurring basis, but it's something that if you're at top of mind and something happens in that person's life to trigger that purchasing mechanism where they've got to purchase your product or service because of a problem, and you've been in their face regularly because they're in a group of yours, or they've seen your marketing, or they've been on your Facebook page or your Instagram page, whatever it might be, the reality is that you're going to be top of mind, more likely that they're going to contact you. The other thing is social media is a great way for you to increase website traffic, because you can use social media posts and more probably effectively social media ads to be able to drive people to your website. So whilst I say this with a bit of caution, because no social media platform likes you taking their customers off of their platform and onto your website, it still does work. And so if you've got really good content on your website, whether it's a blog post, it could be helpful, how-to videos, it could be a free download, it could be, a free training. You can definitely run ads that link back to your website and take targeted traffic through to your website. And of course, once they get to your website, you've now got the opportunity to turn that person into a lead and then into a customer. So a very powerful way of doing it. The other thing then that leads to is generating leads. So social media is an easy way for you to offer low commitment lead magnets. And so I like to use social media in a way that allows us to offer a lead magnet. And we're going to do that today. And in fact, I'll give that a plug right now. We've got a guide with 17 ways to generate leads on Facebook. We'll pop the link down in the comments. But that guide is our lead magnet that we run quite regularly on social media, and it works really well. In particular, we use that on Facebook, but it allows us to be able to get people's details into our database so we can continue the conversation. And it's a very low commitment thing, because all you're doing is giving me your name and email address, maybe a phone number, and then if you want to opt out, you can opt out, right? So, very low commitment way to generate leads. So I highly recommend doing that as well. And of course, then it can become a real, important part of boosting your sales, because if you're using social media as a way to generate leads, starting those conversations, putting people into your sales process, building relationships, the reality is at some point they're going to buy from you. And I've got a bit of a saying, which is you got to keep marketing people in your database until they either buy, unsubscribe, or die, right? They're the three choices they get. But if they're not in your database, then you've got no way of being able to do that. So you definitely will boost sales if you use social media. I've already mentioned reputation management. Up until things like, Google Business or, Google My Business, I think it's called Google's Business Profile or whatever it is now, or things like, Facebook, we really didn't have a lot. It wasn't easy for us to gather, reviews. People could go and leave reviews on other third-party sites, but customers couldn't find those easily. However, if someone is researching our business to see whether or not they should buy from us, then having good reviews on our Facebook page and our Google business listing is definitely a good place to start. So, it's easy for you to be able to use this as a reputation management tool. Of course, there's always the risk that you're going to get an unhappy customer leaving a negative review. We all get those. And that's just the reality of life. I know for us, we've got some, we don't even know who they are. They haven't even bought from us. They're not in our customer database, but they got unhappy by the way that we marketed them because it didn't fit with their values. And that's okay. Some people need to do that. The only way to overcome that is for you to be able to ask for many positive reviews and make sure that they outshine the negatives. And I think most people these days know that a lot of reviews are left in haste. And then, of course, customer engagement. So social um, networks allow you to not just get new customers, get your customers leaving feedback, but also allows you to engage with them. Customers are now actually expecting you to be available for things like messenger chat. We're seeing a lot of cases where people are hashtagging or atting, like tagging people in Twitter posts, LinkedIn posts, Instagram posts, Facebook posts, and expecting that organization to respond. So we're seeing this as a tool to engage with customers as well and interact. And unlike a lot of traditional things like email, it's very difficult for a customer to interact with you on email. But if you post, a picture of an amazing product that you've got in stock just recently, it allows customers to interact with that. They don't even have to comment. They can just like, love, or share, or something like that. So lots of different things that good benefit. And as I mentioned, customer service, people are expecting you to be available on social media for a customer service point of view. I can remember years ago traveling in the US, way before the pandemic, and I was going to the Bahamas, and I landed. I was with American Airlines, pretty sure United Airlines, one of those, and my bags didn't make it. And so instead of, I rang up on the helpline, and I was on hold for ages. So I decided to jump onto Twitter, and I think I just tagged them in my post, and within minutes, I had somebody from their social media team responding to me and helping me. And so it was really quite comforting to know that someone was on the job, and it was easy to get a hold of them. The other thing is targeted advertising. I mentioned this very quickly before, but you can really nail down your targeting on social media. And so I think social media marketing is one of the most inexpensive ways for you to test different ideas and strategies, and it works really effectively. So why not give it a go? You can spend $5-10 a day and get some great results with your social media marketing. So if you seriously want to use social media, there's sort of all the benefits, and that's why I think you should be on social media. Hopefully you found that really helpful today. And as I mentioned, we've got that free guide, the 17 ways to generate leads on Facebook. You can go download that guide. There's 17 different ways. You're not going to use all 17, but I'm sure you'll pick 2 or 3 different things that you can test, and you'll find something there that just works for you in your business and what it is you sell, what it is you do, and how, and in your values and how you like to market your business. So go and download that guide. It's down in the description. It's absolutely free. If you decide you don't want to hear from me again after you download it, just unsubscribe, and we won't bother you again. All right. Well, I've been Ben Futrell. You've been fantastic for tuning in. And until next week, I hope you generate lots of leads online. See ya.